Hey YouTubers, I just want to make a little video. I've seen a lot of tractor videos where I see people do a lot of things, and sometimes that kind of worries you, but each has their own, everyone's responsible for their own safety. But some of them is downright just, you know, kind of abusive to certain colored tractors. It's like racism against the tractors, I guess. I don't know. Some people don't like orange ones, and they gotta be green or gotta be blue. Well, pretty much everyone makes a decent tractor nowadays. But anyway, well, I don't know about Mahindra or Coyote. I've never really. But Mahindra kind of rubs me wrong from the get-go, because they say, you know, we built the Willys Jeep. Well, the Willys Jeep was designed, and some of them were produced by the Willys Overland Corporation, which I think became part of Chrysler. I don't know if they sold that off and Mahindra picked it up. I don't know, you know, how companies do that. It's like ADT said they've been, you know, in the home security business for like 135 years. Well, really? That long ago? What was using telegraphs to alert the sheriff that, you know, the outlaws were I don't know. Anyway, so Mahindra said they invented the Jeep. Well, they had to buy the company because Willys Overland did that. And they was produced by several companies. My dad always wanted to get a Ford Jeep. Well, Ford did produce some of the Jeeps, and they had a little Ford emblem down on the rocker panel. But anyway, back to tractors. There's a guy out there on YouTube that has a little BX with a loader. Well, I'm not saying the loaders on the BX are large by any means, but for the tractor they're big. You know, Kubota puts big loaders on the tractors for the size of the tractor. So that makes them front heavy. That's one reason why they don't advise to run fluid into front tires, because they want some bounce and spring in there. I'm not sure, you know, if there's all the reasons, but they only say to fill the back ones. So, but anyway, he has a Soul BX. It's in two-wheel drive with a loader and nothing on the back. Just 3-point hitch, nothing. Well, he goes down over a steep hill. It's probably about this steep, and it slides. Well, the front wheels roll, and he said, "Oh, there's something wrong with the transmission and the brakes don't work." Well, there's no weight back there. It's in two-wheel drive. He just slid. That's gravity, but you know, some people can't figure that out. And you know, if you're using the loader, you should have something on the back, because it's all about balance. Okay. Now, like this hill was a little bit steeper when I first put it in, and I went back and added more dirt. But you don't want to back up that hill, even now with a load of dirt on there and just my blade. Even though my blade's fairly heavy, I got a video on it, but it still will come up in the back. Trust me. You know, we all do stupid things, but you know, I didn't blame it on the tractor. That was my stupidity. Like, you learn. But it's about weight distribution. You know, I grew up on a farm, and I've been around tractors, and you got to watch siding hills, and you got to watch going up and down. I mean, you hit some mud, you want to take off. I've seen many a tractor come off of a hill when it hit a wet spot brush hogging. And there's ways you do it, and there's ways you handle it. And if you don't do it right, you can get hurt bad. But you know, there's the one BX video with nothing on the back, and then there's a video about the loader, and the guy's like, you know, this loader valve is on a lot of the Kubotas, and there's a different one on some of the BXs, I think. But anyway, loaders always have a float position, and you go up and down, and then you curl your bucket and uncurl it. But on the Kubotas, there I was dumping the bucket, right? Let's try to get all in view here. Now, if I can go farther, it'll go into a float position that lets the bucket fall down. Look, over and then down, over. Well, the guy was jerking on that and then wondering why his loader bucket kept falling down. Well, that third position is a float for the bucket. Now, not all tractors have that. They usually have a float for the boom arms, which I'll show you here in a second, but they don't have a float for the bucket. Well, and he's ragging on Kubota about that. Well, that's just the way they're set up. Don't pull it that hard. And they also have a float up here for when you go up. Okay? It'll lock into this float. That allows fluid to flow in and out of these boom cylinders so that it will float up and down if you have your bucket level and you're scraping with it. Okay, I mean the bucket itself has weight, it's going to dig in. It just won't let it float over top of gravel, but you know, it's free to move up and down. But anyway, there's a couple things. I'm going to do another video on hydraulics because there's a guy with hydraulic problems. But anyway, the loader valves, you know, I can even raise, when my boom's up, I can even curl out bucket by using the hydraulic pressure that's in it when the tractor's off, because of the way the valve is made inside. And you got to lube these too. It's very important, and they got to be set up. Okay, so anyway, that's two big things. You know, balance your tractor out. Okay, you don't have a loader, you need weights to run anything back here. You know, it's how you load it. With my backhoe, it's a Bradco 3375. It's got the 4-point mount, and it's a pretty heavy mount. Them pieces are I think like 300 and some pounds a piece, and when that's on there's enough room for two people to sit, and the seat backs just touch, but it hangs farther back. I kind of like it in a way, but in a way it makes it light, you know, and you know not to run any kind of backhoe without a loader, so okay, but anyway, it's all about balance and knowing what the valves and stuff will do. Hey, y'all have a nice day. Later.